This is probably the 17th time trying to record week 4 check-in without any interruptions. This whole week has been ass, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm trying to stay positive throughout all of this. I want to finish this book before going back to college. And for this whole week, I wasn't supposed to listen to audio by other people, watch videos by other people, or read books by other people, because I was supposed to just listen to my own thoughts and just be in my own energy, right? So everything was fine for the first 3 days. I did not listen to the music that I enjoy listening to. I had nothing to distract me. So my thoughts were clear. I had like brand new ideas and more insights. I wrote to my 80-year-old self, which was a little bit touching for me. And there was just a lot of journaling for the first 3 days. And it was so intense emotionally. By the 4th day, on the night of the 27th to the early morning hours of June 28th, I went through an out-of-body experience, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just kidding. I went through an out-of-body experience, and what that felt like was light buzzing sensation inside of my body. I think I made the mistake of inhaling or breathing in the incense that I lit prior to falling asleep, because I was hot. I turned on the AC and I lit some incense, and while falling asleep, the smoke traveled to me because I had it far away from me. So the smoke should have traveled in the path that the wind was blowing, but it somehow got to me. Because I was holding it, but it kept hitting my face. So I go to sleep. I'm having trouble falling asleep. I breathe it in, and then I fall asleep. So I think it made me fall into a meditative state. And I just went into a deep, like a deep trance or something. And I'm laying face down on my bed, and I start feeling a buzzing sensation all over my body, kind of like when your foot falls asleep and it's starting to wake up. That's how it felt, but it was all over my body, and I could not see anything other than what I could see with my eyes closed. I saw everything was white, and there was grayish or purple dots, kind of like static, kind of like when the TV doesn't have a signal. I'm talking about that. That's like TV static. And throughout that little time frame that I was experiencing that, I was like, I want to meet Jesus or Jesus. And then the vibration of the buzzing in my body got a little bit stronger, kind of similar to when you lightly turn the dial on something. I could feel the intensity of the buzzing sensation get a little stronger. And once I was aware that, or noticed that it was going to happen, because I felt like my soul was trying to leave my body. And then I said in my mind, not yet, because I chickened out. And somehow I was able to bring my soul, I think. I was able to bring it back down. And then I got up all confused. I went to the bathroom. I washed my face. And I had this frown the whole time. I got up and I looked in the mirror in the bathroom, and I went, I think I was dying. And I chickened out. Gone through it before, but it was because of the nasal spray that I had used when I was dealing with really bad sinuses. That one was more intense because it was directly in the nose. I mean, when you use a nasal spray, you push the button and it sends the fluid upwards, so it hits this area, and of course it's gonna affect I don't even know how to pronounce it. It's Pinnacle EAL gland. Or pineal gland, I don't know. That one was more intense. That one I was laying down, and I was laying down in my bed. I was trying to fall asleep, and then suddenly I felt this strong buzzing sensation all over my body, and like I said, at that time too, I thought I was dying. So I tried to move as it was happening, and I put my hand on my face, and I could feel my hand go through my body. I could feel my hand go through my body. Like, I could feel my hand inside of my head, but I couldn't feel my head. I couldn't feel my physical body. If that makes any sense. I'm not good at explaining things, as you can see. So that was trippy. I do not want to experience it again. I hated it. And then on the morning of June 28th, I had signed up to volunteer for Pride Fest here in Wichita, and it's my second event where I volunteer this year. I thought it'd be cool to just volunteer throughout the whole year when I have time. I signed up to volunteer. I said I can help with anything. I thought there were going to be a lot of volunteers for the event, but I only saw 6 of us and the coordinators. I helped out with building a yellow brick road, and they gave me, well, not that they gave me, but there was construction paper in long strips. How do I even speak English? How have I gotten this far in life? They had me do help build a project. It was a yellow brick road, and with long pieces of construction paper, people were supposed to write what pride meant to them. And I would stack them similar to how you stack. Helped out with that. There weren't many people going up to the booth, so I had to get up and ask around if they were willing to write what pride meant to them. There were a lot of phrases and words such as equality for all, acceptance, love is love, love always wins. I opted to add my own designs because I needed that little yellow brick road to look pretty. So I drew the flags of the countries that I could think of. I did the Italian flag, and then I wrote over it l'amore e amore. I wrote in Swedish, love is love, on top of the Swedish flag. I don't think I did the German flag, but I did the Palestine flag, or Palestine. I'm sorry, I do not know anything right now. My head hurts so much, and that's not an excuse to mispronounce a country's name. My volunteering shift ended at 4, so an hour prior I asked, hey, could I go get something to eat? Because I didn't want to leave my booth. I kind of wanted to pull through the whole shift without eating. One of the volunteering coordinators, Miss June, she asked me, like, hey, do you need a break or something? And then I was going to say no, but then I went, no, I kind of need to eat. And so I went to the concession area and I bought pork nachos. Let me tell you why that's important. Because I think I got E. coli from that. I am suffering a little bit in silence because I hope nobody else ordered those pork nachos because I feel like crap. I'm watching the drag queens perform. Dude, they were so good. My favorites were Miss Elizabeth Rains and Miss Maddie Madison. Miss Elizabeth Rains made me cry. I was tearing up while she was performing. She was performing the song Dream in Color. I can't remember the artist's name for that song, but I was crying. It made me emotional seeing her facial expressions. She had so much emotion on her face, and then her gown was gorgeous. And the crown. Cheers. Miss Maddie Madison, I just loved her energy. She was tall. She had this silk gown with fringe. It was fringe. And she had this hairstyle that reminded me of one of my college professors. So I was like, yeah, I love you. I love you for that. Most of the drag queens have so much presence in them. And I just will never understand why there's so much hate towards drag queens and just the LGBTQ community in general. Like, there's no reason to hate on authenticity and people who want to be accepted for who they are. So on the Sunday evening, I took myself to immediate care because at that point I wasn't feeling well because I didn't go to work on Sunday like usual. my whole body was in pain. I was sore. I was sore. Everything was hurting. I felt like I got hit by a bus. So then I took myself to immediate care. Hold on. On the evening of Sunday, I took myself to immediate care, and I told them that I possibly had heat exhaustion. So they gave me an IV bag, and while getting the IV treatment, I placed my phone speaker on the IV bag, and I played some music to see if I could get some music in my vein. Everything feels so cool. The phone volume just keeps going up. I asked the nurse, hey, will doing this make me musical? She goes, I don't think so. And they closed at 7. I got there at 6:30 p.m. and they would close at 7:30, so I only had like an hour to get treated. And they don't call me until like 7 o'clock. And they close on Sundays. They close at 7:30. So I was worried, and I asked one of the receptionists, hey, I know I got here at 6:30, and I know you guys close at 7:30. You guys are not gonna yank the cables, right? Like, imagine, like, I just have the IV bag and they just yank, hey, we gotta close. That's what I feared. And they did a couple of tests on me, and they prescribed medication without knowing what I had. I thought that was kind of suspicious. So I didn't get the medicine right away because I didn't trust them. But then I left immediate care, and not even 20 or 30 minutes later, my fever went back up. When I got to immediate care, my fever was at 102. And when I took myself to the emergency room at the hospital, my fever went up to 106. And at that point, I was seeing yellow. I'm not kidding. And it was like a yellow filter. I could not see clearly. It was a yellow tint that I could not get off of my eyes. My eyes were red, and I just felt like crap. I missed work again, and I'm gonna miss work throughout this whole week because I did not feel 100%. I'm not saying I blame this book for what happened to me, but while everything happened with me physically, I kept seeing a lot of numbers that have significance to me. And I did get some incredible ideas as to what I want to do with my music and how I want to perform. But this whole week has been ass because of E. coli. And I'm never going to go buy anything from concession stands, because what do you mean you cannot cook the pork? Your girl got E. coli. Yeah, this whole week has been ass. From not listening to music, to not watching videos, music videos, reading, to having E. coli. Journaling or writing to my 80-year-old self was honestly very touching and so tender. I was crying while writing. I always wanted to get that toy as a child because I would see the commercials, and there was a Light Bright commercial that they aired in Mexico, and I always wanted to get that toy because I don't know, I just love lights. I just love differently colored lights, and I thought about getting it and ordering it online. And I went to the store, and just because it was closer to me when I left the gym, and I go in there and I go through the kids section, and they had the Light Bright on the shelf. So I was like, this is perfect. I'm gonna get it. So I played with Light Bright for my artist day. I tried making something with those little transparent colored pegs. Try to do it with my eyes closed, even though it was in the dark. And what I did was I just spelled out LA. I'm not sure what that means. I played with the Light Bright for my artist day. I used a coloring book. I drew more while I wasn't listening to music or watching videos. But after this whole incident of the E. coli, I had to listen to music because I needed comfort. Right now, the song that has me on chokehold is Pop Music by Mr. Robin Scott, or M. And I swear to God, my head hurts so bad. Like, I'm not kidding. I do not wish this on my worst. Matter of fact, I don't care about enemies. They can get E. coli for all I care. I'm tired of being nice. It comes to a point where people do you wrong for so long, and they keep getting away with it. Like, y'all just gotta pay something up at this point. Like, quit trying to mess with me. I'm thinking about changing the tap dance class in college to beginning jazz dance. But I'm still not sure, but I kind of want to keep both because I just want to move freely on stage. I want to express myself with my body as well as with my voice. But even though I've sung live and I've put out my own songs, I still don't feel good enough to perform live because I don't want to be one of those artists that just wings it. Like, I want everything to have meaning because I respect music so much. I respect it. I want to embody the music. I want to make people feel how vivid music feels to me. Radio video. Boogie with a suitcase. You're living in a disco. Forget about the rat race. And also, I kind of want to redeem myself from when I withdrew from that class back in 2016. I withdrew from that class because I didn't feel good enough. During that time, I was not able to coordinate my feet, and till this day I can't. Nothing has changed. But I want to learn how to move myself on stage, with fluid movements. I want to move freely. And during 2016, I was always the last student to finish the choreography. I was always a beat behind, and a lot of the classmates would look at me in a way that said, "Are you done?" And so I felt ashamed because I just was the last one, and I could not grasp anything quickly. So I gave up on dancing back in 2016, and I've always wanted to dance. It's just that I didn't have the support back then from anyone in pursuing music, because the college is in a different city, and I have always expressed that I want to do music. And my parents, well, especially my mom, would always say, study something that will make you money. I would drive from the city that I'm at right now to the other city to go to college. During that time, 2016, it would be a 30-minute drive, and for the entire 30-minute drive, I would sing. So when I got to the college, I wanted to sing. I wanted to keep singing. So when I got to the class that I was taking there, which was college chemistry, I didn't want to do chemistry. I wanted to sing. I didn't want to take I didn't want to take animal science. I wanted to sing. So I didn't feel like I had the support. I didn't feel confident back then. And I still don't. Nothing has changed. But at this point in my life, I really do not care what my mom thinks about me at this point. I want to chase my dreams. Like, I'm not gonna live my life trying to please my mom because nothing satisfies her. Everything is like half full or half empty. So I would rather focus on what I love, which is music, and I'm just gonna focus on what I feel called towards because I only have one life. This is my only life. I don't know. And I want to accomplish as much as I can in the field that I have chosen, which is music. And I love music so much that it's been since I was little that I've always wanted to pursue a music career. But not a career, more like I just want to perform. I just want to be on a stage and sing and dance. That's all I want to do. I've never thought of music as a career, more like a passion. I don't care if I earn less money because I will be going either part-time or less than 20 hours each week at work. I would rather pursue my passions than focus on what other people think about me if I'm doing the right thing or not. What matters to me in my life right now is that I pursue what I love. I've reached a point in my life where, because I'm 28, at this point, it's either you go pursue music after going through all of that mess of stop doing that. It's either I pursue my passion for music or I die. I don't know why I'm getting teary-eyed. I try to swallow the pain of that sentence. But yeah, sometimes I feel like Alex from Flashdance. Because if I keep listening to what other people say about me or listen to an unsupportive parent go after what they expect me or what they would want me to do, if I don't pursue my dreams, my passions, I will die. Like, there will be a part of me that will die. Not physically, but in the past years, I know what an ego death is, and I know what being in the depths of depression is. I know what that feels like, so I don't want to go through that again, so I'm just going to choose what I feel called towards. When I go to college this fall, I want to absorb as much as I can. I really want to cry because I remembered that line from Flashdance. But I don't know. I do feel like not Ash. I feel like Alex from Flashdance because if I don't pursue my dreams, if I don't pursue my passions and go for what I really want, what I feel called towards in life, I feel like I will die. Just like Alex, I mean, I'm not a welder, but I do work at a warehouse and I've always worked a 9 to 5 or a 10-hour shift for the longest time trying to fund myself as an artist since 2016, a year after I graduated high school, always performing during the weekends. Like, I've always wanted to study music through college, but I'm scared because there'll be so many better people than me. Like, there'll be a lot better dancers, better singers. I'm sure there'll be people who think they are better than others. And I feel like I won't fit in because it's not common for a Hispanic girl to pursue music in college. And I'm saying that because I don't know anybody else that is Hispanic or is a dreamer pursuing their passions of music in college. Maybe there are some out there, and I would love to, learn about them and like listen to their story. But even though I feel really scared to like finally have the chance to pursue music and having enrolled in acting, in tap dance, in oral skills, group piano, concert choir. I'm at this point in my life, in the part of the movie where she's doubting her abilities as an artist. I think that's where I'm at. And I don't necessarily have a background in music. Like, other students have been studying music and dance and everything since they were little, and I haven't. All I've done is sing in my room, dance freely in my room. I just hope I get to the end of the movie where I'm Alex dancing to What a Feeling by Miss Irene Cara. Even though I did get accepted back into the college, I want to have a What a Feeling moment. I want to be able to trust myself that I can dance, that I can sing, and just be the best performer and not care about what other people might think about me, of like the way that I look, of the way that my body is shaped, of where I come from, or anything like that. I'm gonna try to fight myself and change the perspective that I have of myself. I think before or a little bit into the fall semester, I will be finishing this book. So I hope that this book allows me to unblock myself creatively and just feel free while studying everything that I signed up for the fall. Because I'm taking a beginning tap dance class, acting, oral skills, group piano, applied voice, music theory, and applied voice. I just want to be able to find my own voice and bring back the sound of the 80s. I mean, it's back. Like, it's been back. I'm not trying to sound like a savior, but I'm talking about the sound of the 80s soft rock and like disco from back then, not modern 80s pop. Because that does not make anyone from Gen X reminisce those times. I'm talking about Whitesnake, Here I Go Again, songs by heart, such as These Dreams, the song Alone, and just fun songs like Pop Music by M, and One Night in Bangkok, Italo Disco. Italian disco, so good. What I do want to say is, do not allow others to rain on your parade. Do not allow anyone to tell you what to do with your life. That's like my main thing. Do not let anyone tell you what you should do with your life, because if they want to do something, they should do it to their own lives. Follow your own. This is so much, Mrs. Cameron. Miss Julia. Week 4 is ass.